Hey everybody, how's it going? Back T-Broke here today with another World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth video. Today checking out the Frost Death Knight. If you want to see other classes in the game and how they play in the alpha for Battle for Azeroth, check out below in my playlist where I have most of the classes covered and I'm doing more every day. So, the Frost DK here. It's playing similar to the Live Legion version, except you just have less stuff as you currently do on the Live Legion version, which kind of sucks. So firstly, the big ones is Sindragosa's Fury, it's gone. You have no more big dragon boys, so your burst as Frost DK is now terrible. Your AoE obviously is down a large amount. Also, I think it's a much bigger impact than most classes because it's so visually awesome and it stands out. It's practically another cooldown, like a big 3-minute cooldown. So you've lost one of your big CDs pretty much, and your only big CD really, because Empower Rune Weapon's a bit dodgy, but Pillar of Frost is only a minute cooldown. So, yeah, this is, really sucks. Crystalline Sword is gone also, which is like the artifact trait, like the main one when you get the weapons. They gave you the swords that appear on your side. Doesn't matter too much, really. They're just there for more damage, but, yeah, I don't really care if that's gone. Mirror Ball is gone, though. That's a big trait. It made it so when you use Anti-Magic Shell, you'd actually cleanse debuffs off you, much like a Rogue of Cloak of Shadows. That's gone, so you have a Fields Bad Man now, Anti-Magic Shell, which is the same as Unholy and Blood. Anti-Magic Shell is still amazingly powerful, but for Frost, which had a little gimmick there, it's no longer there. And I guess something that's only a numbers thing, but Ambidexterity is now gone. That is currently the BIS trait in Legion that makes your offhand weapon do more damage than otherwise would. Because if you don't know, when you dual wield, just dual wield mechanics alone make your offhand do less damage in your main hand, and that's massive. It means now when you get a damage breakdown in the in like Recount and Scarred or whatever you're using, you're gonna see your offhand weapon doing a lot lower damage. But then you might be like, just use two-hand weapons. Well, you can't. You have to use two-hand weapons, dual-wield weapons 3 times there, which get it eventually. You have to dual-wield now as a Frost DK. You can't use Obliterate, you can't use Frost Strike. You can use Remorseless Winter and Howling Blast, but that's not really going to work too well in my opinion. So you have to dual-wield now. You're still probably going to be using the Razor Ice and the Fallen Crusader as your runes, but besides that, yeah, you have to dual wield either way now. Now, some actual changes to the character itself. Actual baseline abilities, not generic ones. So firstly, Pillar of Frost no longer gives you that knockback prevention. But don't worry guys, it's okay. Spoiler alert, there's a new ability baseline now, Death's Advance. When you use it, you can't get slowed below 100%, and you can't get knocked back either, which is really, really good. It pretty much means now we're viable in fights with lots of knockbacks. It's only a 30-second cooldown also. Pillar of Frost was a minute. Every class in the game, for the most part, has a way of re-engaging after being knocked back. Even Paladins, you have Bubble. Maybe they added some new stuff, I'm not too sure. But DK was the only one. So, for example, on Kill Jaden, it really, really sucks. Even on a fight like Agrabah, you get knocked back after the slams on the ground, and you lose 2 seconds trying to get back into melee range. No longer a problem as the Frost DK, or as DKs in general, really. Next, we have Remorseless Winter. The slow got nerfed from 50% to 20%. This is obviously major, but expected because they're nerfing slows in general overall. I think the biggest slows in the game now are like 50%, and only single target slows, and only some of them I should add, like that are talents, are 70%. I think, like, for example, Death on the K, the slow for the talent there is only 50% now, down from 70%. And Runic Empowerment is the same, thankfully. It's 1.5 baseline on live, but your weapons give you 1.8% through the traits, which everyone gets after, like, picking up a rock through AP. So this is really, really nice to have. It means we're actually playable. And who knows if we get some Azeragi, which makes us even higher again. Baseline abilities change between all DKs. We now have Reap Magic. It's pretty much purged from a Shaman, except you get runic power for doing it, and we're not a Shaman and we can do it. Pretty nice stuff there. 40 yard range. It feels like a PvP talent, but has PvP implications also. You notice a lot of classes have this ability now. I think even Hunters have Trank Shot back. So maybe being able to purge a target is going to be a major gameplay element, so we'll see how that plays out. Next we have Auto Death Strike, now heals for 30% of the damage taken, not 20%, not major, but again, something nice to have. And last, but I'm pretty sure, certainly least, is Raise Ally now costs Runic Power. I'm pretty sure in the live server it doesn't cost Runic Power, you have to, I'll have to check that one, but yeah, just, that's the same I guess, if it's not. Now, let's go to talents. The talents haven't changed too much for the Frost DK. Again, with the whole nerfing of slows, they're going, hey, you know what, let's make Remorseless Winter even more useless and make it only root targets now. So, when you have Remorseless Winter active, with this, it now roots them, doesn't stun them. The nice thing here is you don't need to have the, you don't need to have Pillar of Frost up anymore. Can actually get on these targets, here we go. He's rooted there, and as you can see, it doesn't break from damage, which is good. The problem behind this is that, at least for being a Frost DK here, is that you're melee. So if you're rooting a target, you can no longer hit it, because if your tank's not there, you're going to die. So why would you want to root a target otherwise? Like, the CC big packs and kill other stuff? But then why would you want it on your AoE ability? It doesn't make much sense. This seems good in Mythic Plus if you're the only melee minus a tank, and for some reason you have to like CC a bunch of mobs and your range kill it, but that sucks if you're trying to DPS and that happens then. And I guess another major nerf is IC Talons. It's 12% on the live servers and nobody picks it. It's 15%, sorry, it's 5% here, which is massive. I don't really know why you'd pick this anymore. Like, why wouldn't you pick Runic Attenuation? Like, Runic Attenuation probably the best one anyway, but IC Talon's like, why nerf so heavily? It still stacks on the live server, the 3 stacks, I'm pretty sure, and it stacks 3 times also, like, it doesn't make much sense to me, personally. I don't find it make much sense. Why nerf this ability where it's a good ability, but, like, what's the point of keeping this running anymore? Man, I'm sorry, I cannot play without my weak auras. Just looking down here, my ability to see stuff is very awkward to me. But yeah, that is the Frost DK. Still the exact same gameplay. Still gonna run in there, hit all your buttons, hit Obliterate. You still have stuff like Killing Machine, you still have stuff like Rhyme, which is great in my opinion. These are such great mechanics. The class flows so well. Like, you have 4 abilities that do a majority of your damage, realistically. But they all play together so nicely. Like, for most classes, you know, Howling Blast is just bigger dots, but it's not. It's actually your like best, you know, GCD ability if you get a Rhyme proc with it, and it flows so nicely after the Obliterate. So you don't want to mash Obliterate too often. You actually want to like delay or just react really fastly to the Rhyme procs. Remorseless Winter is such a nice button visually to press. It's really cool. My biggest complaint, besides all that stuff which I think they can change, and it probably will change, is the GCD thing. If you don't know, GCD for cooldowns, or sorry, what am I saying is that cooldowns now activate a GCD, so defensives don't. So AMS, no CD there. Iceband Fortitude, wherever that's gone. Where's Iceband Fortitude gone? My buttons are all real funky. Do we not have? There it is. So shift 1 for some reason. That doesn't trigger GCD, but Pillar of Frost now triggers a GCD. Pillar of Frost, GCD. So pretty much if you enter combat now, let's pick up this. When you enter combat, you have to press the button, wait a whole GCD, then start DPSing. And obviously a lot of people are really angry about this. It makes the classes feel slower. You have to hit the buttons straight away less often, which kind of sucks. I can feel that. For the most part, they've increased the durations on most of these, but they haven't for the Frost DK. At the same time, obviously they're gonna bounce around. So you go, oh, my class didn't get its buff, it's, you know, cooldown increased by 2 seconds to make it for the GCD. It doesn't matter, because your class will be balanced around that fact. The problem is when you have multiple buttons you need to press in a row for your CDs. And that, for Frost DK, is, obviously, we have Pillar of Frost into Obliteration. So, this just is a really feels bad man right now. So, to do this, you have to press Pillar of Frost, then you press Obliteration, and then you can DPS. And I literally mean you have to wait for a GCD. So here we go, we're in combat. Pillar of Frost, Obliteration, now we can go through our rotation. And that just does not feel nice. Oh, I should have pressed Pounding Blast there. It just does not feel nice having that gameplay slow down so heavily. I don't mind it on the Pillar of Frost. I think that's fine. I think the problem is when you have back-to-back cities that you need to stack, because that's literally how the classes work. The whole idea is that you have this 1 minute cooldown, and you know, it even like with Ice Cap, it literally lines up perfectly for the most part with crit on the live servers, that you have it back every time Obliteration is back up. But you just feel bad for doing that now. Maybe for the first time ever, CD stacking won't be the way to go. I don't think it will be, but we'll see how that plays out. Like, if it's a cool animation, I'd be okay. But that's it. There's nothing amazing about that. It's not terrible. We're kind of glowing bluey. But I think it could be a bit better in my opinion. Obviously, I'm playing a Goblin here, which doesn't really help my my struggle of being, you know, really small animations and stuff. But, you know, oh, there you go, look at that Goblin, goodness. But it just doesn't give enough impact. It doesn't look cool enough. My character doesn't shout. He doesn't do anything awesome to make me go, damn, that cooldown, you know, he's popping off. That's why I think Mage is very good right now. Combustion and Icy Veins, for example, you literally turn see-through. The Fire one, your whole body's engulfed in flames. The Frost one is kind of like the Pillar of Frost, except it's like turned up to like 25 out of 10 because it just you're massively glowing. You got all these snowflakes falling off you, and you kind of do that now with Pillar of Frost, but it's not that cool. Look at Obliteration. That's kind of cool. That's better than Pillar of Frost in my opinion, but such a short cooldown. That's cool. This is like, that's a good one. That's good. This is not a cool one. It's just some crappy character effect that does not have. Like, look at that! Look at that when you press Remorseless Winter. You have your hands in the air, the massive ice thing appears around you, and you have this cool effect. And this is a baseline ability you press every 20 seconds. You know. Instead, you have your 1 minute cooldown. You're supposed to be your moment of power. As the Frosty case is your only really big moment of power, and it has no visual effect to it. Like, look, even Empower Rune has a thing to it, and it looks pretty cool. And you know, it's not that long, but I think it's fine. Just Pillar of Frost is really sad. I think they're gonna change DK, at least Frost, in many ways. They even have to like fix Obliteration or do something with it, because right now it just feels bad. And one thing they could do is just add this to the baseline Pillar of Frost. You know, when you press this button, or you know, Pillar of Frost now also gives you this cool effect of Obliteration. That's all you need to have. Maybe you could nerf it slightly, because obviously this is 1.5 minute cooldown, not 1 minute. But yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Everything else is the same. Nothing's changed at all. Frost Scythe is still here. You're still doing Frost Scythe things. Still same animation. But yeah, guys, Frost DK looking a little bit sad. It's not my favorite class in live right now, especially at the DK specs, but it's fun. Like, it's still good. It operates well. It is a well-rounded class. It has stuff to do, cool mechanics, have moments of glory. So often too with Pillar of Frost and Obliteration, you just feel good when you do that. But you don't have that anymore on the server. The abilities are here, but it just does not feel as awesome when you're missing out on such a large period of Pillar of Frost. Obliteration's 10 seconds on live, 12 seconds here, but this is not saved in any way. You get 1 second more here, I guess, but it feels worse. That's a big thing. The class feels worse from the Legion version, which is a bit disappointing. Mechanically, it's the same, but it just feels less awesome. Senjutsu Fury being gone, Mirror Ball being gone, yeah. We'll see how it plays out though, guys. We still have 4 months of development until we hit the live servers with the Battle for Azeroth. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.